Hello everyone, my name is Christian Fuentes. For this informative speech, the topic I'll be discussing is why you should push your ego lifting aside when working out. When you're a beginner or intermediate when working out, you notice people who are stronger and bigger than you lifting heavier weight with a really great physique. And just kind of puts your mindset thinking that you should probably lift the same weight since there's people around you pretty much kind of pressuring you where you feel anxious, which causes ego lifting. Ego lifting is pretty much where you put as much weight as you possibly can, cutting range of motion and being very inconsistent when performing an exercise. For example, you'll be doing bench press, a weight that you obviously know that you can't do, going half reps, going very fast, bouncing on your chest. That is ego lifting, and that's something that you don't want to include when working out, and why you should steer away from that. For example, on this website called GMD, why you should leave your ego at the gym door, it states poor form causes injury with swinging and cheating or rounding backs on deadlifts, causing bulging disc. It can create crappy movement patterns in the long term when people cut corners with their range of motion in order to lift more weight. With quarter squats and short bench presses, when people get into the worst possible positions under the load, contouring themselves and twisting themselves just to lift the weight. It's just a matter of time before something pops or snaps. This is pretty much stating that no matter what, if you're ego lifting, you're gonna eventually put yourself at risk of injury, which is something that you don't want to do. And you're doing this simply impressing people around you, and you're putting your safety at risk when performing any type of exercise where you could put yourself out for months, many weeks, which will destroy your fitness goals. Also, in the website called Oxygen Mag, ego lifting could actually impede your strength and muscle gains. Velsky T says even though you're lifting heavier weight, your body may not be executing the proper range of motion and stretch of the muscle, which is required to gain strength and lean muscle mass while preventing muscle imbalances. So the key things here is that if you're ego lifting, it will cause you to think that you're not growing in strength and in muscle mass. And it's simply by not realizing that you're lifting this weight that you know that you can't do. And this will destroy your motivation to continue on working out since you're working yourself as hard as you possibly can. For example, if you're shoulder pressing 80 pounds and you know that you normally do like 40 and you're doing 80 somehow by doing 1/4 of the range of motion, you're not going to be growing physically since you're not going full range of motion, and you're going to be very inconsistent trying to control that weight. um, One important rule that you should note that you shouldn't um, that you should push you away from ego lifting is to take pride in progression. For example, in a men's health website, it mentions stop ego lifting in the weight room. It establishes the full range of motion you have available at each joint and through which you control the load. Aim to keep this range consistent for every single rep. Again, as what I was mentioning previously, being consistent is key. And this is kind of differentiating ego lifting, since ego lifting is being inconsistent. So consistency is contradicting that, since you want to make sure you have a nice tempo when performing any exercise at the gym, where you don't go too fast one day where you see that you're going very fast on bench pressing and you're not being really smooth, and then the next day you're going more at a normal constant speed, and you're going to notice how come this day perform more than this day, um, as well as full range of motion, since if you don't go full range of motion, you're not gonna see the muscle growth that you're trying to achieve. So doing this allows you to safely weight train without any injury from happening. In conclusion, pushing your ego lifting will ensure you're gaining proper strength, muscle development, and safety when working out. So the next time you hit the gym, remember the importance and why you should take pride in progression than trying to show off in front of people, since you're trying to match um, a weight overload knowing that you can't do, cutting your full range of motion, and being very inconsistent. So I hope this changes your mind on why you should push aside your ego when working out.